Sonic Force Speedball was a good game. First launched in September 2017. It honestly had a good concept to it, but over the years, a problem began to arise. I believe that the developers start to get greedy and looking for more and more money, and with that, a pay-to-win form of the game started. I don't want to go over the whole timeline for the game, but I will go over like the major events that I thought brought the game down. I also don't want to make this video too long. I'm just gonna brush over the general stuff. So take everything that I just say with a grain of salt. I feel like it's all just personal opinions, and I'm not here to slander the developers or anything like that, but just to talk about the game in general and how it's managed pretty poorly. I would say it started around May 2021, when the band characters first released. I think so, around that time. These were the first special characters that had like an extra kick to them. Like they were proper broken. They had long fast boosts that just required you to swipe left and right to gain extra speed. It was nothing like Bunny Boost. Bunny Boost was not able to be compared to this boost at all, because you only had like 5 or 6 swipes and then it was gone for. Fortunately, this event had pretty bad drop rates, so not many people had a high level one, apart from 1 or 2 maybe level 10s or 12s, and that's about it. I think July 2021 was probably like the beginning of it all, really. When they brought out Supersonic, was it July? I think it was July. They brought out Supersonic, and not only did people wail on him because they liked the character itself, but because it was overpowered, like extremely overpowered. At higher level, he could keep up with the group. I only need to press a single button around 30 seconds in a race, 40 seconds in a race, and he won. Like, he was just gone. And at this stage, it was only 50 rings you need to boost, and you could get a max of 30. So you collect 20 rings mining mayhem. You could essentially just double boost and win if you wanted to, but some people could just play it safe, get 100, and wait until the end, just boost and win. It was extremely unfair, anyways. And Hardlight knew this, and what did they do about it? Nothing. Literally nothing. We went on to release more and more overpowered characters, starting off with Infinite, Unicorn Cream, Percival, Lancelot, and Werehog. I'm not gonna go over every single one of them, but people that played versus them during pre-nerf would know how bad they really were to the game. All these characters had a mini boost, or a broken boost, or a broken projectile. Infinite had 2 of these, a broken boost and a broken projectile. I would even call his trap broken as well, because sometimes it spawned right on top of you during pre-nerf anyways, when it only happens like 16. Tango is already broken at that point, but not many people use her, so you wouldn't see much of her anyways. But she is starting to rise back again, but it doesn't really matter right now. One thing I will give Hardlight props for, this is probably like the only thing I would, is that they actually nerfed Infinite pretty hard. I don't have much issue with him anymore. Before it was just clutch, but now he's not much of an issue to me anymore. But did that happen instantly? No, it didn't happen that quick at all. It took over like a few months for them to actually apply a first nerf to him, and this nerf wasn't even recognizable. It was just like a tiny 0.1 second off the boost or something like that, and a little slowness to projectile. They did take off the 3 high lanes and made a 1 middle one, which was good, I guess. But yeah, it took over months for them to actually do something. And then when the second Sonic movie came out, they released Movie Knuckles, Move Tails, and Movie Supersonic, which essentially just broke the game. I find Movie Knuckles more annoying than a character that actually beat me, but he just makes me come forth instead because of his spear trap range. But the real main ones were Movie Tails and Movie Supersonic, because people thought that Movie Supersonic, wouldn't be that OP because he had Tornado and Zap Chop. Like, oh, shiver me, it's not going to do anything. But he really was spammable because of the RNG he would get on Whirlwinds, just being able to take out all the badniks, get up to 80 rings quicker, because that's the required boost now anyways. But tracks like Mining Mayhem and all that, he'd win pretty easily. Movie Tails though, he was on a whole tier list of his own. He had an AoE shield, basically just a shield that had an AoE like Linebacker Omega, and just took out people in front of him instantly and just ran. and you wouldn't be able to pass him either because he could just keep stacking up the shields, use one after the other, and you wouldn't be able to hit him either as well. He also had a boost that lasted over 4 seconds, I think. Made you invincible and was pretty fast as well. So if you hit him with Nemine, he'd be back in around 1 boost even. They just began pumping out these events for months. The movie events, because of the movie, I guess it's promotion wise, but it was still pretty unnecessary for them to keep giving this out and people getting higher level movie supers and movie tails, and just made the game really frustrating to play at that point. And you honestly didn't think it could get any worse than that, because we already had the fake nerfs they give, the super hackers, the people that abused these OP characters. But then they went and released this update that this video is actually about, which I think is just the end game of this actual game itself. I'm not going to go over the whole balancing thing because people have done that. I think Sawyer did a video, you can go watch his anyways. But one of the things I do want to talk about is the starter rings they gave. This mostly affects the super characters, because most of the other ones, like, it's basically just 20 extra rings and made races finish quicker, if anything. But now the super characters can just keep up with the entire group, because they not only do they both have 10 speed, but they also have 55 rings as well, meaning they body block any character below like 8 speed. 9 speed probably not, but 8 speed, like 100% of the time you'd get body blocked. And tracks like Lambic Grove, they'd go away because they'd body block you at the start and take all those rings and everything. They wouldn't be able to do anything. Or tracks like Suburban Speedway, where they just collect all the rings at the start and just boost instantly, and then you have to catch up to them while they're collecting all those rings and badniks at the end, and they've already won at that point. But that, like, basically, really, you've seen all these players that have been 6.6 or 6.7, like, I don't know, Bernardo, and you see him climb the leaderboard to 6.8 now, or Buga, like, he's terrible. He's actually terrible at this game, and he's here using super now. He's at 6.6, and he's up to almost 6.8 now. I don't know whenever he is now, but people using these characters, and Mr. Cycler, like, seeing Gosen with level 15 super after going from 6.7 to 6.9, like, it really does show. And Sevic, I honestly don't think trophies even matter at this point, because people have just been climbing, getting all these plus 6. Like, I'm here, I got like a plus 17 off 3 supers right before we're recording this video. It might be in this video in the background, probably somewhere. I'd probably put this on at the same point talking, depends if I'm actually bothered, but I got a plus 17 off Mr. Cycler, and he's just there abusing super, and like, it's really difficult to win as well, because he's right beside you, and if you don't get a good track, then there's no way of you actually being able to stop them. But you see all these players just climbing up just because of super, and myself not having a high level super, it's pretty hard to win. And I'm not gonna have a high level super, because I believe if you use him and you feel good about yourself, I don't know what to say for you then. But to the people that aren't abusing him, I give you my full respect, like proper, like, full respect. That actually reminds me, I need to give a shout out to some people that are gatekeeping Bugga. What was it? I think it was Silver Wisps. I think he got him one time, not actually gatekeeping, but he beat him anyways. And then there was Pay to Win. I remember Pay to Win. He got his nice little minus 31 on Bug, I think. And then there was Blue Strider and Samuix as well, I think. If I'm bothered, I'd put their links in the description, but they have to remind me because I might forget about it anyways. But I don't honestly think the best thing they could do at this point is just revert the entire game back, like push it back to even before this update, because they can't go around and start nerfing characters because it wouldn't make a difference at this point. But just going back on the update and just putting it like that, where people actually knew what the meta was and people have already adapted, and then just switching the entire thing up to adapt all over again, it's just too hard. And I think Hardlight knew what they were doing when they made this update as well, because they're here seeing like, oh, we're not making enough money off these specials. They look at comms, they're like, leave these guys behind. 35 starter rings get body blocked every race by level 7 special. And then they're here making rares not look as good. People are only like player level 15 when level 9 rare, they're like, I don't have that many rings. They look at their super rares, level 7. These don't have many rings either. They see their specials. They're like, if I buy a vault and use my rings to upgrade my specials max, I can keep up with everyone else. That's essentially what they're thinking. And they're like, oh, we're going to get more money out of this now. And it's honestly frustrating for the newer players not being able to actually do anything. And I don't blame them, because it's not the only option they really have to actually play this game competitively if they want to. I know a lot of players are quitting because of this. And I might be able to just go and do that myself, because if this game gets any worse, I won't be able to put up with it anymore. I know I just ranted on this video, but it's all really I want to talk about anyways, and just make a video on it. Never actually made I was going to make a commentary at 6.8, but then this update came out. I'm like, I cannot play this game above 6.8 again. I'm not able to play this game above 6.8. It's going to be too hard to do. But I wish you all the best of luck in this game and the upcoming seasons, because it's going to be actually unbearable to play, especially with this super update coming out and the hackers as well. It's just, this game's done. It's finished.